Why is there war? I'm glad you struggle with the concept of war. We should. It's an intrusion, isn't it? It's not meant to be the case. It's sinful beings in conflict with each other, taking the power of life and death into their own hands. It's not meant to be. It's a sinful intrusion, or the result of sin. And yet, I think we have to acknowledge that it's permitted in certain circumstances. Just as the Lord Jesus permits divorce in certain circumstances, I would say divorce is the last option. And it rarely should come to this, but I know of at least one case where actually, for the well-being of the family and the kids in particular, divorce was the right thing. The husband had tried to save the marriage. I've never seen anyone more like Christ in loving a wayward wife. And almost to the point of, he was beginning to damage his children because the children were in a permanent state of limbo. Is mummy coming back or is she not? And it's damaging the kids. The Lord Jesus says it's because of your hard hearts. We live in a world where there are hard hearts, so there has to be concessions to that. So divorce is one thing, but that's similar sort of category with war. I don't really like the phrase "just war." I think necessary wars, and there's a better way and a worse way to wage war. I think war can be right because we're to have a hatred of evil and we're to stand up for the weak and the oppressed. And there'll be times when that requires war, but it's the whole idea that the Allies or the goodies in the Nazi Germany are the baddies, that's pure hokum. That's pure hokum. Yeah, the Allies freed a lot of people and prevented a lot of evil, but we're evil too. There's no goodies and baddies in World War II. There's just baddies fighting each other, and people whose expression of their badness was more dangerous than the other expression of badness. It's just always going to be messy. But I suppose the phrase you used to have, heaping injustice upon injustice, and yet we have to take a stand for those who are oppressed and those who are weak. That's a clear biblical command. Total war, the mobilisation of an entire economy, targeting of civilians. It's awful. That's awful. I'm not really in a position to give a definite answer on it. I could point you to some books. I'm not trying to weasel out of this, but this is a difficult one that I don't think I'm going to answer in 2 minutes on Friday night senior camp. It's the sort of thing you need to go away and read about and consider.